Do you like the video games? Do ya like the video games? Video games, video games, yeah! Today we're going to take a look at this game, Oneechanbara Revolution for the Wii. It's set to arrive in America and Europe next year, 2009, as Bikini Zombie Slayers. It's a series that's been running for a while. It's part of a Japanese series of budget games, budget game line called the Simple 2000 series. 3 of the games have come out in Europe. The first one was this game called Zombie Zone, which is honestly not very good. A big improvement over that was Zombie Hunters, which came out in Europe a year and a half ago, and quickly followed by Zombie Hunters 2. This is the Japanese cover for Zombie Hunters 2. As you can see at the bottom, it's a Simple 2000 series game, and it's not just Oneechanbara games they have been releasing. It's also some other weird games like this one called the Maiden Machine Gun Dress, which I'll talk about some other time. Anyway, Oneechanbara Revolution is about it's a long series. It's about this cowgirl who runs around in bikini and fights zombies, along with her rival and little sister Saki, which you can see here on the side. It's not really. There's not really a lot of story to the game. It's some vague story about them having been part of some experiment, and I think that blood has something to do with a virus outbreak which turned people into zombies, but that doesn't really matter. The cool thing about the reason I imported this was because I wasn't really sure if anyone was gonna put it out in Europe or America, but I got this cool soundtrack as I ordered from the first batch. Anyway, let's play.
Oneechanbara Revolution. Oneechanbara Revolution.
Right, in the game you have several different kind of modes. Of course you have story mode, free play, survival, practice, and quest. Quest mode is actually kind of like achievements in the game. Depending on how you perform on various missions in the game, you can unlock stuff such as costumes and new bonus experience points and stuff like that. In free play you have the option of playing alone or split screen co-op, which is a new feature that was introduced in the 360 version. There are 4 characters in the game, and that being the main character Aya, her sister and rival Saki, and Riho, who is like a clone or something. I'm not quite sure on the story, but I think he's supposed to be a clone from some kind of experiment, and she's sent to hunt down Aya or whatever. There's also a 4th character which I haven't unlocked yet, but that's a girl called Misery. Games is pretty straightforward. Of course, this time it's on the Wii, so instead of using buttons, you waggle the controller to attack, like that. Usually in 3D beat 'em ups, there's always an issue of camera control, figuring out where the enemies are, but things are made pretty easy in this game by having a lock-on button. When you press and hold down that button, it will automatically lock on to the closest target and switch target as you defeat the enemies. Now, as you defeat enemies, you'll notice that they leave behind small yellow orbs, which are actually experience points. As you gain experience points, you can level up your chosen character and gain more attacks, or more powerful attacks and more health. Our character comes equipped with 2 sets of weapons. Aya has one weapon, which is a sword, that she can use in conjunction with throwing knives, and her other weapon are 2 blades, which she can use to cause massive amounts of damage. Weapons are quite unique for each character. While the little sister also uses a sword, her other weapon is barehanded combat, which she can use to either punch her enemies or perform wrestling moves. Third character, Raiko, who has also a samurai sword, also has pretty unique weaponry as well, as she has ranged weapons. These can be used to, you can use these, switch between a shotgun and a machine gun. And you can either lock onto enemies to shoot the closest enemy, or you can use the Wiimote to point around and simply shoot anything on the screen that moves. Down the left corner you'll see the character's portrait with a red bar over it. The red bar down here will gradually rise as you defeat enemies, and when it's fully go into a berserk state, where it causes a lot more damage, but you also lose health. Another thing to get that bar up is to also pick up the red orbs that enemies drop sometimes. The sword bar you see next to Aya's portrait is well, it's kind of how bloody the sword gets. As the sword gets more bloody, it will gradually do less and less damage, and if it becomes full, it will get stuck in enemies. What you need to do in this case, to reload the sword as they call it, is to hold down the B button and check the remote. Now, if you don't want your bar to go up on full, you can visit these shrines over here, where you enter. Simply walk up to them, and your blood bar will disappear. This is also the place where you can save your game. Now when you play, you can of course play like Ravi Drums and simply just flail the remote around. Or you could make use of the so-called cool moves. Cool moves are special moves that are triggered by, normally in the other games it's by pressing the button with certain timing, but it's a bit harder here because you have to waggle the remote with certain timing. So it's... Now in practice mode you can see when you're supposed to waggle the remote, but it's not quite as easy to get as it is in the other games, in my opinion. All in all, Oneechanbara, or Bikini Zombie Slayers, as it's going to become, is a pretty enjoyable game. It's not the best game in the world, but it's definitely a bit of fun.